What's up? We are now live and hopefully we're coming to you live. We're in here, we're talking about trucking, everything trucking. It's been a really good week with my guy. If y'all caught some of my lives on TikTok, YouTube, different stuff like that, I've been coming live at the pad while my guy's doing his thing out there backing, and it's pretty cool that you, a lot of people have been coming on there and just hanging out and watching him do his thing. So he was last Friday, he was test ready already, and we just spent the rest of this week improving. We ran a load on Monday, and then we just been out there doing our thing really. So he's doing great. He tests in the morning, so B, you got this in the morning, man. You're gonna do freaking awesome. I can't wait to get out there, see you trifecta, get your CDL, and then on to the fun stuff, TNT. I just got a new student today, and he was doing really well on a straight line back. He was out there just doing a straight line back and getting better and better as the day went. So I ended up teaching him straight line back, and then I ended up jumping him into the forward stop. So as the day progressed, he progressed with it. So that's perfectly fine. I've been thinking a whole bunch about, like, the difference between hey, I messaged you about 12:05, my start date. I was curious on how the yard time works. My recruiter says I'll learn all my maneuvers on the road, but I'm worried I'll mess up since the test is in a box with lines and cones. All right, so it just depends on your trainer. Like if you get somebody like me that I pretty much just stay there in town, do eco shred loads, and we get a lot of time on the training pad. So there's that. If you're over the road, like your recruiter's telling you, and you're actually backing into truck stops and shippers and receivers and stuff like that, you get a lot more of your nerves worked out pretty quick. So when you get back to the pad, it should be pretty simple. And either way you're trained, whether it's over the road or here in town, you're still gonna get real good experience either way you go. So lines on the ground and cones there are actually harder to back through than whenever there's real stuff there, because if you're backing between some real trucks and some real trailers, then you're like, man, I got to make sure my turns are perfect so I don't hit nothing. Whenever it's just lines on the ground, you get a little bit more like, it's just a line on the ground. You got to treat those lines like they're real. I'm at a school in Massachusetts. Let's go, man. Get it done. Only bad thing with schools is hopefully you can find someplace to work with no experience. So you might end up at Prime or another company like that until you get some experience. But so first I train people, I teach them the point system. That way they get an idea of which way to turn the wheel for each moving part. And then I've been moving people off of that and letting them, hey, just try it out, try it out. The guys that I'm like, hey, you can really do this. So, I've been thinking about, like, what's better to teach. Is it better to start off teaching, hey, there's the spot, put it in there? Or is it better to start off slow and do the points? That way you get an understanding of how to move each point, each part, and then move you into, hey, just swing it in there. So I've trained both ways. I've started out with, like, hey, there's a spot, let's try put it in there, and let's do it over and over and over and over and over till you figure it out. And I feel like getting the point system out right now, because that's what I've been doing here lately, getting the point system down and then turning it into, hey, just swing it in there. I feel like that has been more beneficial than anything. A lot of the stuff like straight line back, it's just get in the truck and do it over and over and over until you can do it because you're building that eye hand coordination. So, there's that. I don't know which way is better really. I know that what's been working out really well with my CDL holders. So whenever I have a CDL holder, what's been working out really well is them watching my other students do the point system, and then whenever I take them over there to back between the trailers, I'm all like, hey, this is the part where he moved the front of the trailer. Like, this is what you're lacking. Because a lot of people don't know how to move the front of the trailer. And to me, that's one of the most important things to be able to control. She said 2 to 4 weeks before I go to take my CDL test is over the road. I'm just really worried about learning the maneuvers on the yard, and I'll be doing the tanker fleet out of Kansas with pickups in my hometown of Wichita. I'll be going to Springfield, Missouri. So, yeah, man, really a recruiter doesn't know like how the training's really going to go. They got a good idea, a rough estimate about how it's gonna go, but realistically, everybody's different. Like I tell my guys, hey, look, I'm gonna try to test you out as soon as possible. I have to have you on my truck for a minimum of 14 days. So on that 14th day, that's my goal. I'm gonna try to get you to test out on that 14th day. If I'm not successful, or you're not ready, we're not on the same page, and we don't have you ready on that 14th day, hey, we're going to take some more time on it. We're going to spend a little more time on it to clean you up even more, get you even better, and then we're going to test you out. I've been in y'all's shoes. I have not forgot what it's like to come here, and you're all like, man, I risked everything to come here. I don't know if this is going to pay my bills. I don't like my family at home struggling. I came in like on October the probably like the 10th. And I didn't even test out until yesterday was my 9-year anniversary at Prime is what they said. So yesterday was the 12th. So I came in like October the 10th or something like that. That's a whole month. That's a whole month I was on PSD. So for a whole month, like I was on that borrowed money. I had a family at home I had a support. Luckily for me, I was still getting checks from the state because I had a lot of time built up where I worked. So they're all like, we can give you a lump sum or we can pay you each month till it runs out. I'm like, oh, easy, easy. Pay me out, like, pay me each month till it runs out, which ended up kind of being a mistake because I wasn't thinking about it, and whenever they were paying me out for like the next few months, they took out like taxes out of that, and they took out insurance and like a whole bunch of stuff like short-term, long-term disability, all kinds of stuff, and I was like, man, that sucks. So I would have been better off taking off and like getting a lump sum, but hey, it worked out. So like I know what it feels like. So I know, hey, you're hungry and let's get you to your truck as soon as we can. Peg leg, yo yo yo, what's up? What's going on, Peg leg? Man, it's good to see you, Peg leg. Uh Good versus you. So after those 14 days, we just get sent home. We do get multiple chances. When is the cutoff? And when do you just say, you know what? You just aren't going to make it. All right, so let's go through this one by one. 14 days and then you get sent home. No. You do the 14 days, you take the test, and then you can wait at the campus for a trainer to come get you and you'll get paid more. Or a trainer might be ready to pick you up that day or maybe the next day. So you might not go straight home. Or you can go home at your own expense, and you get paid less while you're at home waiting on a trainer to pick you up. The second question, do you get multiple chances? You do get multiple chances. It's not just, hey, one test and you're done. So like if you mess up your test, and it happens. People have nerves. So some of my best students have failed because of nerves. If you if you don't pass your first time, they're gonna give you multiple chances at it. Like they're gonna be like, "Oh, you test again. You gotta wait 2 days to test again." So like, if you fell on Monday, you can't test on Wednesday. You fell on Wednesday, you can't test till Friday. And that's if a holiday doesn't fall in there. If a holiday falls within those days, then it's pushed back even more. So you do get multiple chances. And and the last question, when do y'all just say, you know what, you just aren't gonna make it? So I'm hard headed, right? I will, we will struggle, and I'm hard headed. If you're hard headed, I'm hard headed, and we will struggle and struggle and struggle. Not too long ago, one of my students got sent home because there was no way to get through to him. I will say that. There was no way to get him to follow instructions. I was giving him instructions. I was helping him, and he just fought me. He fought me. He wouldn't do what I was teaching him. Like he would not do it. He would not follow directions. It was just like I showed him how to do the maneuver so many times. The other guy that was brand new on my truck, he seen it from the guy before him that tested out. Like he couldn't do it then. I get a new guy. I'm still teaching him the same thing. So I take that new guy. I'm all like, watch. I bet the new guy heard you do this so many times. I bet he can do it. I put him in the seat. The new guy could do the maneuver. I'm all like, see, this dude heard you do it so much that he can just do it. But at the end of the day, like there was nothing I could do with this guy. His pre-trip was great, and he was a super great guy, super great guy. I liked him. I liked him. He real good person, real good person. But at the end of the day, he was not gonna ever pass that test because he was not gonna listen. And he would not, he wouldn't break. He was all like, man, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Period. I'm gonna do what I want to do. Period. You know, he wasn't saying that, but his actions were saying it. I was like, dude, your actions speak louder than words, and what you're doing is the opposite of everything I say. So at the end of the day, I just was like, you know, there's nothing more I can do. Like I even told him, there is nothing more I can do with you. I'm gonna have you eval this guy right here. He's gonna come eval you, and he's gonna try to work with you, and we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see what happens. If you pass this eval, then guess what? You test. If you don't pass this eval, we'll see what they say to do. So he took the eval, and he did not pass the eval. He didn't even pass the pre-trip of his eval, and I was like, that's strange because he was passing his pre-trip. But he didn't pass the pre-trip, and he didn't pass the backing, and the guy tried to help him out, and he just he just was not gonna get it. He fought me on a lot of stuff. Like I preached, talk to yourself out loud, and would not do it. You know, there was a whole bunch of things that he just would not do, which caused him to not be teachable. If you're not teachable, you can't be taught nothing. So at the end of the day, I was like, man, like he got sent home. He got sent home, and I felt horrible, like seeing him super upset like that in my truck, and you know, I was like, man, such a great guy, and unfortunately, he's just not gonna get a CDL. Like, I mean, he might have go to another school, or he might try it out at a different place. But at the end of the day, if he still cannot follow direction, then he's not gonna get it. Sorry for all the questions. No, I'll answer questions. Try to do one at a time though, because it's a lot of talking. Like, and I don't want to jumble them all up. So like, try to throw one in there and then throw the next one in there. It makes it a little bit easier. D loves the questions. He likes hearing himself talk. Right, Greenwich? I love hearing myself talk. Uh, Daniel, being hard headed? No, don't worry. Yeah, hey, look, I am hard headed. Like I will tell you that I will tell you the same thing, same thing, trying to get through to you. If there's other ways I can explain it, then I'm gonna try different ways to explain it. I have like a lot of times, like I had these two students not too long ago. I had two students, so I taught one straight line back, kind of about how to dance with a girl. You know, how to dance with a girl. The second guy, he wasn't getting that. So like he just like I don't feel like he was gonna understand that. So I taught him how to do straight line back by teaching him don't Snoop Dogg it, don't drop it like it's hot, don't turn the wheel like that, don't drop it like it's hot. Regulate regulators. You know, in the old days we didn't have all this technology we do now. We would light a lighter and sway it back and forth in the crowd, you know, and to the beat of the regulators, just pretend that you're holding that lighter, that steering wheel, the top of it. Just that's all you need to turn. You don't need to turn bigger than that. So just explaining it different ways between the two guys, and he was all like the second one, he was all like, "You didn't tell me that. You told me it's like dancing with a girl." And I was like, look, you understand that. You thought that was funny. You thought that was real funny. And I was like, he's not gonna find that funny. Y'all are from different generations. He's gonna understand like the old concert, you know, like the pagers and stuff. You know, a different generation. It's, hey, I just wanted to know if you can still be a truck driver if you have 12 totaled vehicles. Your best thing is to apply and see what happens. Just because you had 12 totaled vehicles doesn't mean all of them were your fault. You know, just like I got into a pretty bad accident in a semi truck, real bad accident, bad crash. But it was not my fault at all. I didn't get in any trouble. It totaled the truck. Like that thing was totaled. It was totaled. It was a complete loss. Like not a complete loss. I bet they sold parts and stuff, but it was a big wreck and was not my fault. So best thing is apply. Heard Amazon is hiring. That's funny, Greenwich. Women are like diesel motors. It takes them a long time to warm up, and then they don't stop. Right, Pegleg? But yeah, it's up to you. It's you know the best thing to do in that is stick your application in there and see what happens. The worst thing that's going to happen is they're going to say no. If they say no, go to the next place. So like say Prime says no, apply to the next one, maybe Swift. Swift says no, apply to the next one. Just go down the list till you finally get a yes, or you hit them all up and they all said no. So you're like, you know, it is what it is. Or a lot of times they'll give you like a answer. I know Prime will. They'll be like, unfortunately, you're gonna have to wait like till this certain year because after time, they forget stuff or stuff is forgiven. I would say. So just keep that in mind too. Like sometimes it's better to apply and get the exact answer. I had a guy one time and he came all the way to Springfield to find out that he had a he had to wait like another 2 weeks. So guess what? He waited his 2 weeks and came back, and 2, 3 weeks, whatever it was, whatever the case may be. I forgot what the situation was. Like maybe he didn't have his license long enough, or I cannot remember the exact situation, but I know that he left, and I was like, dude, what happened? He was all like, oh, they wouldn't take me because of this. They said I had to wait a little while, and I was like, oh, keep your head up, man. And if you can't wait, then apply somewhere else. If you can't wait, he ended up waiting, and then came out here, and I ended up training him. There's a company in Colorado called Navajo. That's a that is almost a guarantee if Prime says no. So there you go. There's somewhere in Colorado that will say yes if Prime says no. I don't know that for sure, but I believe it because Pegleg said it. That's the thing. Just don't give up on your dreams. I've had several people in contact with me through text messages. Hey man, I'm applying at Prime. I'm so excited. I'm so excited, and they go through everything and find out like, nope, Prime won't touch you, and they get discouraged, and I'm all like, don't get discouraged. Just because Prime said no does not mean you can't go anywhere else. Keep applying places. At the end of the day, a CDL coming from Prime or coming from a school or coming from wherever, it all equals the same. No CDL is better than the other one when they're fresh. None of them are. The thing is, getting experience, that's what's important. Getting that experience. So you can get a CDL from a school, and that CDL is no different than getting one at Prime. It's just at Prime, you got that guaranteed job. Like you're guaranteed hired on. When you pass your test, you're guaranteed hired on. You start making money that day. So that's my thing is I gotta have that experience. I gotta go. We do the another question I always get is, do we hair follicle test? And no, we still do the urine test. So a lot of people, they won't come here because they're all like, oh, you do a hair follicle test. No, we don't do a hair follicle test as of right now. In the future, may it change? Maybe. I mean, there's always changing in trucking, so you gotta kind of roll with the punches. Things get better, things get worse. It is what it is. Like right now, for the past, I don't even know, like 3 years, I think past 3 years, freight's not really been the best. So I've been here whenever freight was doing slow. I've been here whenever it's picked up. I've been here whenever it's booming. I've been here whenever it's kind of down again. So, it goes through the roller coaster of like sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but at the end of the day it's gonna maintain enough for you to survive. You just got to be a little bit smarter with your money. I've seen a bunch of changes since I started. Yeah, Greenwich has seen a bunch of changes. That's one thing you have to be able to do wherever you're at. Any job you ever go to, you got to be able to adapt and overcome the changes because stuff is always changing. If you ever get stuck in your ways and you will not change, you're stuck in your ways. You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. I'm so used to like working for whenever I work for TDCJ, the state. I worked for the state. State is always changing everything. Policies, procedures, everything's always changing. You had to roll with the punches, You had to switch it up whenever they switched it up. So like I've switched everything up as we went. We went from Qualcomm to Geotab. We went from having no driver facing cameras to having a driver facing camera. We went from the old training pad to the new training pad. We went from the testing regulations changing completely, like the whole thing just changing. There's always changes out here. Everything's changing all the time. What type of endorsements would you suggest on a CDL? I would suggest only getting the ones that I'm going to use. With that being said, I don't have hazmat. I get a lot of people that send me messages like, "Hey, I'm getting my CDL and I'm going to get this endorsement and this one I'm going to try to get all the endorsements." The endorsements, like, for me there's no reason to get hazmat because I wouldn't use it. I'm not using it. And at Prime, there we do have hazmat loads. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we don't have hazmat loads, but they're so far in between that you might if I had my hazmat, I might do one a year, maybe two a year, and then on top of that, I have to keep up with all those placards and all that extra work involved in it. So, kind of to me, it's like, man, it's not really worth it to get my hazmat. So like I got tanker endorsement, of course, because you need it here. Um, different stuff like that. You need your I want to get my CDL and work with Prime. You a trainer at Prime? Yes, I am a trainer at Prime. I'm an instructor at Prime. So what I do is I do the PSD part, so that is before you get your CDL. So I teach you how to back, pre-trip, and drive, and I get you ready for your test. Once you take your test and you pass your test, then you go to the next phase, to a trainer. And then a trainer takes over and they train you the job. They teach you the job, the paperwork, the hours of service, all that stuff. They teach you how to live on the truck, teach you how to run the truck as a team. Is it a class A? Oh, is it hard to do? No. Getting your CDL nowadays is not as hard as it used to be. It's not hard at all. As long as you're able to listen and follow directions, you should be fine. If you're not able to listen and follow directions, then you might not want to come out here. The other stuff that will help you is being very confident. You need to be confident when you're coming out here to drive these trucks. You don't want to be a nervous wreck driving one of these big trucks down the road. You want to be confident. You want to make good decisions. You don't want to be, oh man, if you're overly sensitive, you're going to have problems here. So anybody that's overly sensitive, you're going to have problems here because it's not a sensitive job. These shippers, these receivers, they are not nice. They are not nice. For some reason, it feels like when you go into a shipper and receiver that they treat you like the scum of the earth. They're all like, "Oh man, here comes this driver. Hasn't showered in days. Here's the pin. Fill that out. Check in over there." It's like they don't care about you. So, like, you kind of need to come in here and not be so sensitive because you're gonna have to deal with stuff like that. It's part of the job. It shouldn't be part of the job, but it is part of the job. It's customer service at the end of the day. Hey, I just caught. Hey, caught alive. How's Prime been treating you? Prime's been treating me all right. They've been treating me all right. They used to treat me a lot better, but times have changed. So I used to be treated great. I used to be treated great. Now I'm treated. I do my job. Do my job. I mean, is it hard to do the pre-trip Airbrakes test and name all of everything? Because I know you have to see everything right. and can't miss anything. You can miss stuff. You can miss stuff. You can't miss too much. You can't miss too much. I give my guys 2 days to do it. Most of my guys get it done in 2 days. Those are the guys that want to be here. They want a CDL. So I give you 2 days. Hey, here's 2 days. You study it your way, because day 3, I'm going to check your pre-trip. And if it's not at least 80%, we're going to study it my way. My way is you're going to actually study it. Because what I found out is people are not putting the work into it. People do not put the work into it. So when you study it my way, you got me sitting in the truck looking at you, and the windows down or cracked, and I want you to say it loud enough that I can hear you while I'm sitting in my seat, no matter what the weather is. Most of the time, I give you some pretty good days to work on it. Like today, it was nice and warm outside. The next day is nice and warm. So right now it's kind of warm. Monday it might be cold. Guess what happens Monday? You don't know your pre-trip, you get to learn it in the cold. You should have learned it in the nice days. So, my way is, hey, get out the truck, stand out there, and do one part over and over and over till you get it down. And that's the thing. You have to come out here with that work ethics. You got to come out here and be willing to work on it. But that pre-trip is not that hard, especially the one I use. The pre-trip that I use, Justin Humiston, he wrote that. He wrote that pre-trip, and it's awesome. I have adopted it and changed some stuff around to make it work in my favor, how I believe that it's going to work the best. Him and several of his students, and me and several of my students, have all put in work into it and made it better, made it easier and better as we went. So like if you ever look at my pre-trip and the prime pre-trip, you're gonna be like, I'll use this one. And that's what I do with most of my students, is like I give them my pre-trip and they're all like, whoa, this is nice, So right there, they're looking at it. It's color coded, it's printed out, and it's way nice. Like, it's nice. Right there, they already want to jump to it. We'll tell you when your load is ready. Yeah, we'll tell you when your load's ready. And then they got signs up there, don't beat on the windows at the shippers and receivers. Don't beat on the window. I make sure I don't beat on the window. I never knocked on a window at a shipper or receiver before. I think that would be rude. So I think most of the time, like, drivers coming in there and knocking on the window or being impatient or like, hurry up and give me my bills. I think that has made the shippers and receiver kind of the way they are. They're all like, oh man, here comes the trucker. So I think it's been kind of something like that. Slowpoke, sup? Just waking up in Hutch, Kansas. Let's go. What's up, Slowpoke? Slowpoke came to town the other day and I missed him. I completely missed him. When you have a really good student, man, when you have a really good student, you can go out there and knock out all your stuff real quick. Like, there's nothing else for you to do, so it's time to go home. So unfortunately, I missed Slowpoke because my guy was doing excellent. So guess what? He got me some days off, or some shorter days. I like that. So I set myself goals every day. That's what I do. I set goals every day. This is where I want to be at. And I don't set it super high. I'm just like, I want to get my student right here. So I'll start my day out, and when we get there, I'm all like, man, we did great. The day's done. If it's super early in the day, guess what? I'm going to push up a little bit higher, see how far we can get. So we'll push up a little bit more. And you know what? Once that's done, like, it's time to go home. I'm done for the day. So, here lately, the number of students have been down. I heard a rumor that I went and asked, and they said, nope, that's not true. So I heard a rumor that, oh man, it's wintertime. Prime's not hiring as many in the wintertime. So what do? I go and ask. I say, hey, somebody was telling me that we're not hiring that many students because it's wintertime. And they said, that's not true. That's not true. We're hiring as many as will come in. And I was like, okay, I'm just asking because that's what I'm been told. So I was like, I'm just asking. And they're all like, no, no, that's not true. We don't have that many people applying. And I was like, okay, well, that's the reason. Uh, Getting out of my Midwest. Oh, you're getting out of Midwest? Shipper held me so long in Olathe that I missed my appointment this morning. Ouch. Yeah, right, Greenwich? Are you getting layover? Not telling you my pre-plan, Mr. Greenwich. Yeah, that sucks, man. That's happened to me several times. So like a lot of the meat loads, especially, like, we're out of product. We're out of product. We're out of product. I'm all like, why did they? Why did y'all even like accept this to be shipped? Why y'all even make this order if you don't have the stuff here to fulfill it? What's the road in Arkansas where the hills have eyes that you like to run on? Nah, I don't know nothing about that. Don't know nothing about that. The the only place that there's only one road I won't drive. It's Arkansas 27. Like I went through that. I've been through it a couple times and like I've learned by now, do not do not do Arkansas 27 anymore. Curvy through the mountains and stuff and just hairpin turns. Yeah, I'm good. I'm never going through there again. Definitely not. Why is my stuff moved? All right. Fix that. Fix that. Fix that. Okay, cool. But yeah, Arkansas is one of the rough places. That's one of the places that, like going to Arkansas with some of my students as their first load ever. The best thing about that is they get a lot of experience at the start, at the very start. If you got a load that's just going up I-44 to St. Louis, like you're pretty much on the same road, I-44 straight for hours and hours and hours. Arkansas, it's like slow down, curves coming, slow down, curves coming. Speed up, back to the speed limit. It's a lot more experience. Got that layover for sure, and blue trailer tire on the way here. Oh man, peg leg, you're or not peg leg, slowpoke. You just having the best luck ever. Wow, that's no good. And I cannot stand blowing tires. Usually I catch a tire before it blows. Like usually whenever I'm doing my walk around, I usually catch something wrong with it. A lot of times I've caught stuff wrong with it, so I got it fixed before it blew out. But man, whenever when they blow out, and you're stuck on the side of the road, I've been on the side of the road for long periods of time before, and most of the time it's like, man, Like nobody's approving them to come do the work. Like they no PO number. Like somebody dropped the ball in between. There's bad communication here or there. Like I got to the point where I call both places and I'm all like, hey, did you pay the shop? Yeah. We took care of our end. And then I call the shop. I'm all like, hey, did they pay you? And they're all like, no, we haven't got payment yet. Okay, I know where to start. I call back over there. I'm all like, hey man, y'all need to pay these guys because they're not gonna come out here and fix this unless you pay them. So I make sure to kind of get that stuff taken care of. And set it on the side of the road is never fun. Cars passing by, trucks passing by. The craziest thing is the amount of people that do not move over for a vehicle on the side of the road anymore. Like if you the law is move over or slow down. I've been on the side of the road and I've been like there's nobody in that other lane and they are not moving over and you set it on the side of the road, you're like there's like a little bit of room between you and the white line to that lane and cars are coming down there and trucks are coming down there whoa and your truck's shaking and you're like oh man like it just you're just waiting for the boom it's not good. I went to Austin, Texas from Iowa. My feet a week by my first week by myself. Let's go. Big J says I have an issue keeping my lane with a 53-foot Cascadia. Do I go down the road dead center on the steering wheel? If it gets close to a line, or do I counter steer? Big J, look as far as you can see up the road. Look as far as you can see up the road and check your mirrors on both sides. That's it. That's it. You're not looking as far as you can up the road. You're trying to find something to drive you in the center of the lane. It's never going to work for you. Look as far as you can see up the road. It's driving 101. The only thing that's different from driving a car to a truck, the main things that are different is turns and curves. So realistically, teaching you how to drive, of course, grades too. But the main things that I should have to teach a student is how to stay wide in curves and how to make turns. Other than that, it's like driving your car down the highway. It really is. If we're talking about a flat highway, it's like driving your car down the highway. You look just driving 101. You look as far as you can see up the road and you check your mirrors on both sides. That's it. You're overthinking it if you're all like, do I do this or do I do that? Center the steering wheel, all that stuff. No. Drive it like a car. I wish I would have came to Prime to get my CDL, not C1. Hey, it is what it is, man. As long as you get your CDL, I mean, like that's what matters. And if things don't work out at C1, then you can always apply and come here. I've had several people. Not too long ago, I had a guy. He went to some trucking school, and he said, "Man, I'm just gonna like forget this trucking school." So he put in his application here, came here. So he gets here and he got a CDL from here. I've seen that happen actually on several occasions. People go to a CDL school or something like that, or a college to get their CDL, and they find out like, no, it's not good. So they end up coming here anyway. So it happens. Uh, Thank you. I really appreciate it. I just got my CDL June 23rd. Hey, no problem. No problem. And don't forget stopping distance. Yeah, and stopping distance too. Stopping distance. I used the program to get my CDL. I didn't want to get stuck a year with a company like Western Express. Hey man, you got to do what you got to do. You have to do what you have to do in that situation. So like at the end of the day, you got your CDL. You got your CDL, man, and keep your head up. Get that experience. That's what you're getting now. Just just don't overthink stuff. Greenwich said, when I started to help keep me on my lane, would look about 2 truck lengths ahead and visualize my right arm being on the oil line. Yeah, see, so I've heard of people doing that. I've also heard of like the when you look at the road, when you're on a road and you look at the road, you have the darker spots where the tires drive on the highway, and then you have the drier spot in the middle. What also works is keeping your the foot that you're using on the accelerator. If you keep it right on the edge of that dry spot, then you should be pretty good in your lane. I just the only problems with that is trying to find a marker, and what happens from that is if your trailer's dog-eared this way or dog-eared that way, you're not checking your mirrors. I'm finding out that people are not checking their mirrors as much because they're just using stuff like that. But there are ways to do it, like just like Greenwich says, there's ways to do it. But what I'm finding out is that anyone trying to do stuff like that is like not checking their mirrors anymore. They just, oh, I forget checking my mirrors. Mirrors are very important. I never go to 160 Driving Academy in Norfolk, Virginia. They don't care about their students. No one-on-one training. Trucks are always breaking down. That's a lot of places, really. That's a lot of places. They're to make money. Like a lot of places are there to make money. Like I train to make money too. Like I train because it pays my bills. I train because it pays good. Like I'm not training for free, but you know, I can understand the frustration. Like, man, like the trucks are breaking down. Like I've heard war stories about these trucks. Like I have. I've had I've had a guy tell me that, and like I don't know, man. I had a guy tell me that he was in Florida in the heat. It was super hot, and their truck was over there didn't even have AC in them. It would just blow hot air from outside straight in the truck, just made it even hotter. And I was like, whoa, that sounds miserable. But you know, you think that they would keep their stuff in better condition, but like I said, they're trying to make money. Not only that, but let's face the facts. A lot of people tear stuff up and they just don't care. Like even my truck. Sometimes like I don't really go into the back of my truck much. My students go in the back of the truck, and like I don't go in the back of the truck much. Like I don't go get on the bed. Like I don't go sit back there. I don't take a nap in the back of my truck. Like I don't have a reason to go really back there. I'll go back there to get in my refrigerator and get a drink or heat me up some food or whatever the case may be like that. But other than that, I'm not really in the back of my truck much, but my students are. All the time I'll find where they went and bought food and like they ate back there and just left their trash, like left a bag full of trash back there or left empty cans like stuffed in places like the edge of the bed, empty cans, empty soda bottles, stuff like that. Like it's kind of annoying. I don't keep a trash can in my truck because one of my rules on my truck. So I don't have many rules on my truck. We'll go through the rules. The rules for my truck. Number one, no cups without a lid, period. If it doesn't have a lid, it's not coming in my truck. We're not, we don't play that. So, because with a cup without a lid, once it spills, it's gonna go everywhere. So that's my first rule. You can get a styrofoam cup with a lid on it and a straw. That's fine. You can get an energy drink that you pop the little tab open. That's fine, because stuff like that, whenever it falls, there's a good chance that you'll pick it up before it goes everywhere. Cups without lids, that thing gets knocked over. It's all over the place. People don't clean that up. Students don't clean that up. I've had students say, "Oh man, I'm gonna clean that up." I know you're not gonna clean it up. I know you're not gonna clean it up. I've had several of them not clean it up. So I'm like, don't worry about it. I'll get it, and I'll just go ahead and clean it all up. I get tired of that. So none of that in my truck. No cups without lids. My second rule is I got a phone holder on the window on the passenger side of my truck, and it's my favorite phone holder. It's one of those RAM mounts. I'm like, do not touch that. Don't touch it at all. Don't put your phone in it. Do not mess with it. It's one of those scissor clamp open ones, so it opens up. You compress the side, it opens up. You put your phone in there, you let it go, and it holds it in there tight. And then you grab the end pieces and you scissor it down, and you can take your phone out. Great phone holder. The thing is, students put their phone in there, and then instead of them squeezing it back down to take the phone out, they just yank their phone out, and it breaks those rubber pieces off. It'll cut them, or they'll pop off, and they'll be loose. They'll be lost. So like, I'm like, don't touch that. The next rule I have is no earbuds. I tell all my guys, hey, I do not even want to know you own a pair of earbuds. I don't want no earbuds. I don't want no trucker headsets. I don't want no bone conduction, whatever. I don't want no wired to your wire from your freaking phone to your ears. I don't want to see that. I don't want to know you own it. I don't want none of that. So I tell them that that's the third rule. Like, I don't want to mess with that. Tell them rule number 4 is, you see, I don't keep a trash can in my truck. My beliefs is, if you keep a trash can in your truck, that smell of that trash can makes your truck stink. That's why most people's trucks stink. See, because they keep that trash can in there, and then they're waiting until it fills up to empty it out. And it kind of, like, that odor's coming from that trash can. And so I don't keep a trash can on my truck. I've never kept a trash can on my truck. It's always been like, hey, when you stop at the fuel bay, throw your trash out. When you finish for the end of the day, throw your trash out. Don't leave your trash in the truck. So I'm all like, I understand if you forget something overnight. Like, I'm not gonna trip about it. But the next morning, grab your stuff, throw it in the trash. So that's just one of my rules. And to me, I'm all like, it's also good for you to get that exercise, instead of you being like, oh man, I'm gonna leave this trash here till next time I get out the truck. Don't do that. Just go ahead and get that exercise. Walk it to the trash can. Walk back. Get back in your truck. Go to bed. Wake up the next morning. Walk in there. Use the restroom. Whatever. You got some more steps in. Look at it like that. So I'm all like, hey, whatever trash you have, like I said earlier, you notice there's no trash can in here. So whatever trash you have, you throw it away at the end of the day. And then my last rule, number 5, is, if there's anything that becomes an issue, I will make a rule about it. Straight up. Uh, so I said, one of the biggest things that happens is a cell phone rule. So like, if we're out here working and this becomes an issue, we have a cell phone rule of no cell phones. And I tell them, I'm all like, look, if you know you got an emergency phone call or important phone call that's gonna come in today, let me know before the day comes. Like, let me know. Like, if you're like, hey, 9 o'clock, I need to call my lawyer. I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna keep an eye on time, and I'm gonna be like, hey, look, it's your responsibility to remind me, but I'm gonna try to remember. Hey, kick you out of here at this time. And then after your call's done, maybe it's an hour, maybe it's 2 hours, come back. So, I try to keep an eye on that. If it's something very important, then hey, you just take the rest of the day off. Let's get all your stuff done. Take the rest of the day off, handle your business. I'm understanding, but you know, other than that, like, I don't have a cell phone rule. And my rules are completely different if we're going over the road and you're going to live in my truck. That's completely different. I have way more rules for that. No shoes in the truck, all kinds of stuff. So it's a lot more rules if we're going over the road together. Any news? Any new news about the Atlanta terminal? No, I'm still hearing the same old on that. The trucks were so bad that we couldn't test for a month at the DMV. We could only drive on the yard. And I believe it, dude. I believe it. In Florida, you can run over two types of gators. Big J says the tester at the DMV told my instructor, both of you, both of your knobs don't pop out at the same time, and some of your students have failed due to it. Don't bring your trucks back until they're fixed. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. But truthfully, it's up to the examiner to continue that test or not. So like if your students over there pumping down the brakes and they don't pop out at the right PSI, as long as the students have both of my tractor and trailer protection valve did not pop out between this and this. Now it's up to the examiner to either cancel that test or continue on with it. I'm just saying because it's their job to make sure the truck is safe. And if they deem that, hey, this is an issue with the truck, now it's up to the examiner to be like, that truck's unsafe on this road. Whenever they said it was unsafe on this road, then they shouldn't have let it drive all the way back to where it needed to be. It should have been put out of service. So I don't know. That's just what I think. Backwoods. That's exactly what I do. No trash in the truck. 100%. I agree with that. No trash in the truck. It makes your truck stink. It does. Most of the trucks that I've been in that have a trash can on them, they have that smell in them. They do. You can kind of smell it. It's like this weird garbage smell. My trainer had a trash can on his truck, and like I would empty that thing all the time. And like when you take the bag out, the inside of the plastic trash can had that garbage smell. Like it's just like not good. I can have my I can not do a detail clean in my truck. Like I won't detail my truck for like a month, a whole month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months, and my truck is not gonna smell bad because I don't keep my trash in it. It's gonna be dusty. It's gonna be dusty and stuff like that, but it's not gonna have a bad odor. Clean King says, "Do you know why you can't get a Kenworth with a Cummins engine? Probably because it costs more. Probably because it costs more. It's probably something to do with the amount of money it costs, something like that. I don't know the exact reason, but it's gonna be something like that. Guarantee it. I like that truck though. It's a nice truck. I really do like it. I tell most of my students, I'm all like, yeah, you're getting trained on this truck, but just so you know, whenever you go in the next truck, it's the truck's not broken that you're going into. It just doesn't drive the same as this one. It's still brand new too. Exactly 100. It creates a bad smell inside the cab. I like to keep it clean. Yeah, it does. It does create a bad smell in there. I like Trust me, I don't like this. I don't like it. Don't like it at all. Having a clean truck is also good for your mental, I believe. So, like, if you keep your truck, for some reason, like, say, I'll be getting down sometimes, right? I'll be like, man, just not feeling this, like homesick, whatever you want to call it. Well, I'll take a day and I'll be like, you know what? I got some extra time on this load. I'm gonna clean my truck. I'm gonna take a shower and everything, so I'll clean it real good. Come back from the shower, and then I'll be like, man, it just feels so much better in here. Your spirits are uplifted. It's just something about having a clean truck. And not I've been having bad luck with students for a little while. Like I was having some bad luck with students. If y'all remember, I talked about it like 3, 4 weeks ago. I was talking about it, and I ended up getting my truck saged. Ended up getting some of those that bad energy out of there, man. You could feel it. Like both of my students, whenever they got in there after the sage was burned in there and like the bad energy was let out, like we got in the truck and we're all like, man, it feels a lot better in here, man. I had so much bad energy in there. I don't know what it was. One of my students brought that bad energy in there, but hey, now we got it all cleansed out and it feels great in there. It's like having a clean truck. It's just like having a clean truck again. I know. I just had it like I man, it just like I was getting to the point where I was like, man, I just don't even want to come to work. Like my friend Brandon, he did it for me because I was like, man, look, I really don't know what I'm doing. Like I don't want to mess it up, so I don't want to turn bad energy into even worse energy. So like thank you, Brandon. 100%, 110%. It's been feeling great in my truck, and I'm really appreciative of you doing that for me. And my truck smelled good for a long time. My student said, "Man, it smells like my grandma's house in here," and I was all like, "I was like, yeah." I mean, like, I don't know what your grandma's house smells like, but cool. But he was like, "Yeah, it smells like my grandma's house. I'm from Louisiana, so like she burns sage and all that stuff too." Like, I was like, "Cool." Like, but it's felt a lot better in there. It has. I know that's off the subject of trucking. Well, it's kind of on the subject about trucking because like it's my truck. I got the truck saged. And I've been fighting with this computer right here. So I've been playing a bunch of Call of Duty, right? I've been playing a whole bunch of Call of Duty on my second YouTube account. And I have to upload the BIOS something about the software on this computer, and I cannot figure that thing out for the life of me. Like I know several people like they find it funny that I can do a YouTube channel. Like I can do a YouTube channel and I can do all this and I can learn how to use this stuff like OBS Studios. That's what I'm using now. But I can figure out how to use this stuff. But like the other day, my email was like last year, I think it was, or the year before. I wasn't getting no emails because like I didn't know what was going on. I was like, man, my email's messed up. I can't get no emails in it. Well, I found out that like you have to delete all those emails or they get backed up and then you won't get any emails. So like my students, they're all like, well, like, what do you mean you don't know what's wrong with it and you can't fix your email? I was like, I don't know what's wrong with it. Finally, I looked up some YouTube's videos and found out that your emails get saved and you got to delete them all or you can't get more. And I'm like, wow, didn't know that. So like my students were kind of making fun of me. They're all like, "Man, you do all this stuff on YouTube and put the hashtags in there and all that, but you can't figure out this." And I'm like, "Bro, you're telling me like I don't get it either. Hit the like button. That's what Slowpoke said. Hit the like button. We have 9 likes and we have I don't even know how many people are in here. I'm gonna go with 10 people in here because that's all that I see on this screen. You know what? I need to look up, is there a setting to change y'all's names from that @ symbol back to regular? Like, I don't know what happened with that. Time step, participants, community moderation. Uh, yeah, I don't know how I'll do that. I know it's driving me nuts that it's not y'all's names on here anymore. It's these @ names. And I don't know how to fix that. Because I liked it better with y'all's names on there. I don't like these @ things. I'm going to have to... I bet it's in settings somewhere. So I bet it's something in settings. Somewhere. It's like I really don't know who anybody is unless I recognize your pictures. Well, Backwoods, it says @ Backwoods. So like I know who that is, but I just don't know why it does that. See, there's no settings I can see on here that can fix that. Put hashtags in here. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure it out later on. I think YouTube changed it like that. Yeah, they did something. They did something, and I'm not digging it. I'm not digging it. Chat reply. Yeah, I'm not digging it. I looked up some settings. I don't know. I don't know why they change. If you have something that works pretty good, like why change it? That's my thing. Like I had no problems with it before they did that. Send feed it back. No, no. I don't know what this restrictions are. Yeah, see, I can't figure it out anyways. Is all channel can redirect. Yeah, I don't know. I ain't ever gonna figure it out. I'm gonna have to just search it and spend some time looking up video after video after video after video to fix it, or try to fix it whenever you probably can't even fix it to begin with. Well, guys, I'm out of here because I test my guy out in the morning. It's very early, so like, comment, and subscribe. Like Slowpoke, or like Backwoods said, hit the like button, and like Slowpoke say, hit the like button. And
I know about a number of books on November 13th, 2025, including ESV Thinline Bible, Red Letter, Holy
I
Bible,
forgot that was in
English
here.
Standard Version by Anonymous,
Okay, Google
by
off.
Breaking His Rules by V.H. Nicholson.
Okay, whatever. I'll have to turn that off. But like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out of here. Peg leg, remember whenever I had your Google Echo Dot thing ordering stuff at your house, talking to you on the phone. Just old memories.